All right, welcome everybody to our weekly webinar at Prosperity for Life. As you know, Lama G focuses these webinars primarily around chapters 6 and 7. Today we're going to branch out because not only are we going to talk about chapters 6 and 7, how you make money front door and back door, but we're going to go back to chapters 4, and we're going to talk more about nutrition. And as you know, Lama G teaches there's 3 kinds of nutrition. There's the spiritual nutrition that the portal of Shiva gave a whole new meaning to spiritual nutrition. Then we have the psychic nutrition of our basic elements of nature and the influence of our mind. But we have DNA nutrition, and it's important that we eat balanced meal. It's important, as you know, that we hydrate, especially this time of the year. But it's more important that what your cells and how your cells in your body replicate from day to day and year to year. And if cells are replicating better than they used to be, I don't care if you're getting chronologically older. In the Lama's book, you're actually getting younger. So we want to welcome back our great friend and mentor and servant leader, Kare Possick, who knows a lot about herbal nutrition. And she also knows a lot about this company. She was one of the early ones with Joshua to get involved. And she's going to talk about why she got involved with the studies they did in Europe before they came to America, and how medical people are starting to view this product, because it's real powerful. We're having a medical team put together now for Circle of Chi. You're going to love to hear about that with their influence and what we're going to do together. So I want to welcome Sister Kare. How are you doing today, sister?
I am doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm bubbling up, filling over, and just ready for the next Ascension tour, sister.
Oh, me too. We're ready for it. It's almost full. There's only a few spots left. So
I know. So y'all take note of that. There's a few spots left, and we're going to get those filled. And Andy's already itching at the book. He says, I got to get that live streaming up there. And he's ready to go. And he's putting together some commercials that's going to go with that. And we're just really pumped up. So I know you got a lot to share with us today. So for people who could be new about iHeRQles here today, why don't you talk about what the company started doing and how you and Joshua got involved? So I'm going to turn it over to you, Kare.
All right. Well, I've been in natural healing and energy medicine for more than 50 years. So I've done it all. And 4 years ago, I heard a brilliant quantum physicist say, you can't get better if your blood is dirty and your circulation is blocked up. And I thought, boy, is he right, but there's nothing that cleans the blood and opens the circulation until now. He was head of a huge science team that 50% of the team were quantum physicists. They worked for over 50 years in Europe to find the cause of aging and the cure for all disease. And it had to be 100% plant-based with absolutely nothing artificial, and it could do no harm. Can you think of anything that could fit that bill? Well, we got it. It's this. It's called iHeRQles. It's a plant-based spray that contains the quantum molecules, the top, highest frequency, most active, most healing molecules from 44 of the most powerful plants on the planet. And when you do this, spray it under your tongue, goes right into the body, and the whole body wakes up and goes, oh my gosh, this is the most powerful stuff. It goes right into the bloodstream. And the body responds by opening up the circulation and by nourishing the cells, nourishing the body in ways that it's never been nourished before. And then the body has enough nutrition and energy to actually clean the blood. And this is quantum physics. If you put a lot of high frequency stuff like this in a closed system, like the circulatory system, the low frequency stuff has to raise up in frequency. like virus, bacteria, fungus, mold, chemicals, pesticides, glyphosates, heavy metals, radiation, chemtrails, spike protein, all that stuff. Well, it cleans the blood. And then everything gets better. And inflammation is the cause of aging. So when the circulation opens up, inflammation goes away, and then the body cleans the blood and everything gets nourished at a higher level, and the immune system comes back online so it can locate and destroy the fast aging cells. And then, and this is the big part, and this is the part that is going to allow us to live as long as a lot of the people that Master Lama Rasaji talks about. And that is, this stimulates our stem cells. This is now called a quantum stem cell therapy, because, you know, stem cells can fix anything. And when we're babies, we've got massive amounts of stem cells, but by the time you're 30 or 40, you're down by 50%. So by the time you're my age, I'm 75, you know, there's like 2 left until now, because now I have stem cell stimulation, my own stem cells, not somebody injecting me. That's not the way to go. My own stem cells are coming into fullness again. And so now when my immune system locates and destroys fast aging cells and damaged and diseased cells, instead of my body recreating duplicate copies of my 75-year-old cells with shorter telomeres, which indicate how much longer you have to live, my body is replacing those damaged and aging cells with stem cells, which are like baby cells with very long telomeres, meaning very long life. And Master Lama Rasaji, I mean, I know you've been using this, and I've been using this for more than 3 years. And, you know, 2 months ago, I had a sonogram done of my vascular system, because what they say, you know, in 4 months' time, if you do this regularly, a couple times a day to keep it in your bloodstream all day long, in 4 months' time, it's a complete upgrade in your blood. But if you do it for 3 years, it's a complete new body. And I have a whole new body. And when I had this sonogram done, the woman went in and she went into my groin first, and she said, "Oh my God." Going, "What?" She says, "Your lymph nodes are big and beautiful. I've never seen anybody's lymph node so clean." And then she did my veins, and my veins, she said, "How old are you?" Going, "I'm 75. She said, "I have 30-year-olds who don't have as good of veins. I mean, it's just, they're big and open and flowing." And then she did my arteries, and she said, "Kare, you have no plaque in your arteries. No plaque at 75. Now, I know 3 years ago when I couldn't even walk, I was in a wheelchair. I was in an electric cart. That's a wheelchair with handlebars. I couldn't walk at all. And between iHeRQles and Tai Chi Gong, I could walk with no pain. In 2 months, I could walk with no pain because the inflammation was gone. But now at 75, I've got the cleanest, most open circulation and blood. My blood work is perfect. I've lost 50 pounds. My wrinkles have pretty much gone away. I mean, I'm healthier than I feel like I'm 40. And, you know, at 75, I just started a new career as a Tai Chi Gong instructor. And I honest to God, I feel like, man, I've got at least another 75 years doing that, probably more now. So
let me speak a little bit about some of the things that you said. And also want to let people know that I just realized that Mita and me been taking it for 16 months now. So that's
wow.
4 times 4. And I got to tell you, one of the biggest things that I didn't know right away, but it was in 4 to 6 months. It must have been when they had that first blood change. But one of the things that I've had for years, especially never had it when I was living in Tennessee, but when you get in, the humid weather of North Florida, because we're like in a peninsula, can imagine a city with 9 bridges, with the intercoastal waterway at your back and the ocean on the other side. It's actually like a peninsula. So mold and there's moisture everywhere. And so I had, from the time I was in high school, I always had allergies. I noticed the only time I didn't have is when I was in India training and also in Tibet. It was the only time. But once I'd come back to Florida, it was always an issue. And about 4 to 5 months into that, even in springtime, we just went through an amazing springtime, right into summer, and I just don't have it anymore. And that's powerful because I had it for over 4 decades. So
but it cleaned it out of your blood.
Yeah, it did. And so that's something, the wife has noticed that. We noticed with Chin. Chin was already, before iHeRQles, he was developing allergies. And from time to time, we would have to give him something for that. And so 2 squirts a day for Chin in 2 months, allergy symptoms were gone. Just 2 squirts a day.
Wow.
And it's amazing. It's just amazing. The other thing that I noticed early, when I go to test something, I normally will take it and put it in my left hand because we receive a lot of energy in our left hand and a lot of frequencies come. And I remember walking around with it several times before I ever squirted it, and I could feel things in the meridian grid opening up as I held the product in my hand. I hadn't put it on my skin. I hadn't put it in my mouth. I could feel the nadas turning out from the spokes from the psychic wheel. So already my energy body was getting a boost just from holding it in my hand. And then taking a couple shots, well, I like to try something and then immediately go do a Tai Chi Gong session. So I took it, did a Tai Chi Gong session, more opening, but now I was feeling it opening up circulatory passageways in the veins and arteries in my neck, which means that immediately I started feeling a rush in my brain. I noticed that a soothing calmness came right into the arteries in the eyes. That was huge. Mita noticed an immediate improvement in her eyesight immediately. And so it's helped my hip. Everybody knows I've had hip issues. And wearing the patches from Body Align and taking iHeRQles and doing Tai Chi Gong, doing everything I need to do. Well, I went in to take another x-ray and he said, something's changing about your hip. He said, how do you feel? I feel really good. He says, well, do you really want to go with this surgery or not? And I said, no, let's just push you back. I've never been keen. I had the knife one time in 1968 and the knife was highly overrated. So I just refused to go.
Well, we all saw you dancing in St. Pete, and it didn't look like there was anything wrong with your hip.
Well, not only that, today I was shooting hoops with Chin at 8:30 in the morning, getting him ready for tryouts next week. He starts back to school. And we were doing tryouts and I was getting rebounds today. And Chin was just looking at me and he says, Dad, what happened to your hip problems? And I said, what hip problems? And he laughed and I laughed. Back to you, sister.
Well, I wanted to tell you about one other thing because they have added one more thing to this called iRevive. And this is stem cell therapy too, which is like way beyond anything. I mean, wait till you hear this. So this was developed for people, and thousands of doctors are using this for stage 3 and 4 burn patients, putting it right on open wounds. And it stimulates stem cell production in the skin by up to 300% in a week's time. And so it will regrow skin. So, but what they say to do with this now is to do iHeRQles 4 sprays under your tongue at least morning and evening. I do it more than that. And then use this on your skin morning and evening. And I just, wash my face in the morning and put tiny little container. You don't need very much. I put a tiny little bit of it and I put it around my eyes and on my neck, and just it rubs around. It doesn't take much. But what happens with this, and it's good for anything. I mean, burns, bug bites, eczema, brown spots, scar tissue, shingles, you name it. It will regrow skin. But those stem cells, ones on the skin are called fibroblasts. Fibroblasts, after it's worked on the skin, will migrate. Migrate. And they'll migrate to the brain or the heart or the eyes. I had a woman call me last week with macular degeneration, and she said she started using this on her face, and within 2 weeks, her macular degeneration was better. Now, we've heard all those kind of stories just with iHeRQles, but they're together. This is plant-based stem cell therapy at a quantum level, the likes of which there's never been.
That's huge.
It's huge. And what I was saying earlier was, they've treated over 300,000 patients in Europe through medical doctors with this before we got it in the United States. And 50% of them were like stage 3 and 4 diseases. The other 50% were elite athletes, actors, very wealthy people, because they were charging $150,000 for a 4-month program. And now it was the son-in-law of the head of the science team who was helping them put it in their computer, and said after he saw there were no allergic reactions or contraindications with any medications or any negative side effects. He said, this is the cleanest, safest thing you can put in your body. Let's take it to the United States, put it in a company that can take it directly to the end user at prices people can afford. And that's how we're lucky enough to have it here. And I was lucky enough to hear about it when the company was just 3 months old. That's
amazing. Well, it's amazing. And they were smart enough to pick a state like Texas. Everybody knows Texas is very yields to start, to businesses like this, Texas and Florida. So it makes so sense. I mean, I was listening to Dennis Quaid the other day, was being interviewed, the famous actor Dennis Quaid. If you ever saw the Mercy Me a movie, I can only imagine. He played the father, the abusive father. And he's been a phenomenal actor for several years. He moved from California. He's now living in Tennessee, but he moved his film company to Texas because Texas is so, advantageous for entrepreneurship, for doing a business without all the crazy regulations that some of the other state, they have. We know that even in the medical field, a lot of people, they get certifications in one state, and then they have to move to another state and they have to be recertified all over again. But that was always been confusing to me. I mean, if you prove yourself to be something and qualified in one state, why wouldn't it be good for every state? But that's part of our goofy system. Guys, I got to tell you that one of the things, Lama G, I've been going out and actually picking herbs over 55 years. I've done the tinctures. I broke down into cordyceps and nipses and Tibet. I took rhodiola, gotu-kola. I mean, these are all ancient Ayurveda medicines and herbal formulas. A lot of these compounds are in this product, but they're at the highest molecule base that you can get. And that's a game changer. I mean, it's really a game changer. If you understand nanotechnology and what they're able to do with nanotechnology, they developed that during the early space age. And it's just amazing what you can put in the human genome today. And the idea that it's a liquid and it's a squirt, well, that's it doesn't get any better than that. So you guys,
it's quantum technology. They've done what nobody's ever done before. This is a new type of an extract. They have gone into the quantum structure of those plants, 44, the most powerful plants on the planet, and looked at, and we're able to isolate, remove, and study every molecule. Nobody's ever done that before. And then they just took the highest frequency, most active, most healing parts, and for 50 years studied their actions and reactions, and then began using it. And, you know, this company, this is prosperity for life, you know, and this is a company that I've been in network marketing for 45 years and always been a top distributor, but I've never seen a company like this, because most companies will pay the field about 20-25%. This company pays up to 57. Let me do that again. This company pays up to 71% to the field. I mean, let me talk about pricing on this. One bottle is now $79, but if you want to do the 4-month full blood upgrade, it's like $5.98, which is, you get 7 bottles of this and 8 bottles of this, which is really good pricing. And if you were then to turn around, you'll get your own website and everything. If you were to turn around and share that, and somebody said, "Oh, I want to do that too," you'd get $100. But if you got 2 people that did that in 15 days, you'd get $350. And if you go up the ranks to national, which just takes 10 people in your organization, you would get $470 for just sharing this with 2 people. I've never seen a company with such, there are 4 owners of this company. They're all very wealthy businessmen, and they did not start this company to make themselves richer. They started it to change healthcare. And who in their right mind would take drugs or supplements if you can spray plants under your tongue and reverse everything? And I really mean reverse everything. This has been proven to reverse biological age and issues by up to 20 or 30 or even more years. And I'm living proof of that. It's an answer. It's a paradigm shift, you know?
Well, what we're going to do now, this is great information and great news. So for those of you that have some questions, there's some international people with some questions of possibly how, is there any aspirations? I know they're big in America. Are they talking about going in?
Oh, yeah. They're in final stages of international patents. They have 19 patent attorneys.
Wonderful.
That says there are 19 new quantum technologies that they're patenting, but they're close to being able to ship directly to Canada. But I have customers all over the world. So if somebody's in, like Eugene, for example, who's in Romania, he got a reshipper. You just go to reship.com or Google reshippers,
right,
and you'll get a US address.
Right.
And then call me. I'll put it in for you directly under Master Lama Rasaji. And then
Andrew from Costa Rica was asking the same thing.
I've been texting him. Yeah. And so you just need a US address, and then they'll reship it. So you're paying double shipping, but you're able to get it, and eventually it'll be worldwide. Yeah,
that's great news. So if you guys have any more questions, you can pop the question. This is great information. We're happy that Kare is with us and sharing on today.
I want to share something in there. I'm pasting in a link. Copy this link down. This is testimonials. And a lot of the people in these testimonials are people you know, like Dawn and Linde and Sherry and Greg and Patrick. These are all people that have done testimonials on their 1 and 2 years of using iHeRQles, and then there's testimonials on 3 years, whole new bodies. So
Right.
this is
Wonderful.
something that's real easy to share with others as well.
Wonderful. Yeah, and if you guys got some testimony, share it with the group in the comment section and let them know what the product's been doing to you also, and how long some of you are doing that, how long you've been on the products. I mean, we're happy with it and extraordinary. And the wife and me, we would not be without it, neither would Chin. And so it's an easy product to share. You know, when a product delivers like this, it really kind of sells itself.
And it takes the place of everything else, really. I mean,
so go ahead.
I was just going to say, my pantry used to be better stocked than most health food stores. And this is all I do. Tai Chi Gun, iHeRQles, I revive. That's it.
Well, it's easy. It just makes life easy. You know, Tai Chi Gun is a believer in true simplicity and love. So it's nice that the holistic world now is understanding simplistic also.
Oh, we have so many doctors. I mean, Dr. Eleanor and Marvin, who are sponsoring the Charleston. I mean, he's a frontline doctor, and he's been recommending it to all of his patients, and so has his wife. Pam Beal has said in the texts here, I've been taking this for 14 months. My blood work has changed dramatically for the better.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So you want to be doing that to help you, and so that you can stick around longer and get more things done.
On my up here, you can call me, and I'll make sure that you're directly under Master Lama Rasaji.
Yeah.
So we're all together in a group.
Yeah, that's right. So COC can benefit, and we can all move forward together, and it's a good thing for you and for your family, and you're going to want all your family on this, and
pets. And pets.
Yeah, and people are using this with their pets also.
Amazing stories with animals too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Good, wonderful. Yes, pets do. Yeah, absolutely.
There's somebody saying that they started it during the event and they're already seeing and feeling differences. Not everybody feels it at the beginning because it's opening circulation, cleaning the blood, because that's the basis of health. And you really don't feel what's going on in your bloodstream. But the kind of things that people start noticing at the beginning are mental clarity and aches and pains going away, and eyesight getting better, and sleep getting better. And I mean, it's just, and a lot of things get better and you just don't even notice it. Yeah. My varicose veins went away and I didn't even notice it until somebody said, like a year later, well, what about varicose veins? And I looked and went, oh my God, they're gone.
Yeah, it's amazing what it does. And you're just going to have testimony after testimony, because every time you go through another, 3 to 4 month cycle, your body's improving. It's recreating itself from the inside out. And of course it does.
And the outside in with iRevive. That's the outside in and the inside out. You're right.
And then, of course, Tai Chi Gung is stimulating your energy body, which is so you get this thing, and it's a huge marriage that you can generate this kind of energy. And so it's all about energy and the quality of energy. So it's we're happy that Kare's with us today. Somebody's telling them.
It was spirit. When I had been using this before I started Tai Chi Gung, and the two together were just like magic. And spirit just was on me and on me and on me to tell you about it. And I was so shy, and it's hard for me to even figure out how to do that. And I just, but I did, and
thank God.
Thank God. And look at
people. Yeah.
I mean, look at it, how it's helped you and your family. Makes me feel so good when I look at what's happened in people's lives. physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. These
Well,
together.
there's the gratitude income that you can never put a
Oh,
price. It's like teaching Tai Chi Gong, yes, it's amazing that we can receive money for helping people and do something. It's the same way with iHeRQles, Joseph Land says start a new income stream every year, and there's nothing wrong with it. And since we're on this particular webinar, you guys know how I feel. I mean, everybody, if you love the product, then get that entrepreneur spirit going, and you would at least want to get this product paid for. And that only takes sharing it with not that many people for that to happen. And then, a lot of times people always thinking about what's in their budget as opposed to increasing the cash flow of their budget. It after a while, you can only take it down so much. And we're not about that, because that a lot of times that comes from scarcity. And so if you know about the column exercise, which most of you do, I would suspect just about all of you do, that this is something that is really powerful. And after you start using the product, I suggest you do a column exercise and say, how much do I want to be involved with this company? If you're a teacher, it's a no-brainer. Why? Because what I've learned in 40 years of teaching is always people and students are going to come up to you and say, what else are you doing? And especially they'll ask you nutritionally. It's a no-brainer because they see you as an expert in the holistic field because you're representing a holistic system.
75% of my students are using iHeRQles.
Yeah.
And that pays for my teacher training.
Yes. Yes.
Lamaji, I'm reading comments. You got to hear some of these. I've been on it. This is Lori. I've been on it since September, and I don't have thyroid Hashimoto's anymore. My husband, Leo, was in heart failure, and now he's doing great and feeling great. And Pam says, I've even seen an improvement in my A1C.
Wow.
And here's Diane. I've been on it since last September. I lost 64 pounds. A knee injury that used to cause me to limp when on my feet for a while. I can be on them for hours now with no pain.
That's wonderful. Well, that's wonderful. And, and I'm so glad we're recording this today, because all of you, it'll be out in an email in the next 24 to 48 hours. And you'll be able to use this recording to share with your friends, because of some important information, especially as Sister Kare's reading all these testimonies, and we appreciate you guys sharing that with us. So,
I did something yesterday with Greg Babbage, who's also on one of the testimonials. He's ready to start sharing it, and we did a Zoom with him, Josh and I and Greg, on how to share it. And so I will make sure you have a copy of that. You might be able to put that on Prosperity for Life as well, so people can have both of these together.
Do that. And you guys don't hesitate, because you know what kind of servant leaders that Kare and Joshua are. And if you need some help in that, they'd be happy to help you. People who really see this as a beautiful another income stream. It's powerful to be able to do that. And for teachers, it's a no-brainer. It's just really a no-brainer.
Can I answer one more question?
Go ahead.
I wanted to know, would this help with diabetes? Oh my gosh. In 4 months' time, my husband, who had been diabetic for 40 years, was no longer diabetic. A1C went from 10.5 to 5.8. And there were a couple of testimonials up here earlier, and Pam was saying that her A1C was going down. Blood sugar levels were coming back down.
In fact, blood sugar, that's huge. So much is rooted in that, especially as people age. There's so many illnesses related to blood sugar issues. So that's a beautiful thing.
And Sherry Gurley's been on it for 2 years. Wait till you see her. She's 78, and she I mean, oh my God, she's gorgeous. She looks like she's 40.
Yeah, she was in St. Pete. And
Yeah.
she had a lot of energy. She sure did. It was amazing. She kept up just fine. Kept up just fine. Yeah, it was amazing.
If your blood is clean and your circulation is open and your body is nourished, this is like food from God's garden. I mean, I may be in the middle of a day and on the phone and I don't have time to go get something to eat. I'll just do a few sprays and within a matter of minutes, I'm like, there I am, because it doesn't have to go through your digestive tract, goes right into your bloodstream. It's food
Yeah.
from God's garden. This has been a gift. Tai Chi
Yeah.
Gong and iHeRQles have been
Well, it's a
such a
godsend.
blessing, a godsend.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So call me if you need it or if you want to make sure you're under Rasaji.
Yes.
And I will, and I'm always available to help do three-way calls or do Zooms with you or
Sure.
anything. I'm here. I'm
Just
committed.
Joshua, they'll be more than happy to help you. Nobody knows more about the product and the company than these two guys do. So we're a real blessing to have them here, and they're helping us with the tour. And like she said, before we go, I just wanted to let you guys know that tickets are going fast. And if your column exercise told you needed to be there, well, that's between you and the Holy Spirit, not Lama G. But we're going to have a ball in Charleston with Sarah and Robin and Dr. Marvin and Dr. Eleanor, and we're really excited where the tour is going. And we'll be talking a little bit about iHeRQles while we're there. So that's another reason to think about coming. And we're going to have some real surprises. We're going to try to do something each time a little different. Have a couple guests that nobody really knows about what's going to happen. So there's going to be some nice surprises. And also there's some training that I'm going to do Sunday in Charleston that I've never done before. And it's for the people coming. And you're going to be real excited because we're going to do some things in the form we've never done. And we're also going to introduce Iron Shirt Qigong to the group that's there on Sunday. So that's a real powerful reason to consider coming. Because Kare, I sure appreciate you being here today, giving us an update on this great company and their great products, and the impact, obviously, it's happening in people's life is huge. And so we're going to be bringing Kare back in a couple of months, and we'll be doing this. But we are recording, and this will be out in email in the next 24 to 48 hours. So make sure you're on our email list, that you've opted in to get it. And then we'll let you know when it's up on the site also. So God bless you, sister, for everything you're doing for people.
God bless you. Thank you for everything. Oh my God, I'm just so grateful to you.
Well, we put a team together of light, have we not? So as I said, in the Ascension Tours, the angels are here in physical bodies now, which includes all of you guys. And we're doing don't forget training tomorrow from 1 to 3. And we're real excited, and I got some neat things to share with you. So we'll see y'all soon. Barak B'Shad, may the blessings be to you and to your family and everybody. And we'll see everybody real soon. Let me get the recording here.